And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand. And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Right, so now, when I hear how the Most High is saying how diligent we need to be in teaching our children that's the same way. When you want your child to be that star running back, you got him at track practice, and then on Saturdays, you got him in the sand pit. You're doing everything you can as a father because you feel like what you're doing is going to profit him in the end. Do you think that we take that much time to sit them down and teach them the law, statutes, and commandments? No, we don't teach them that.
In verse 15,
read.
And the Most High thy power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people.
So the Most High God is sending out his messengers because he have compassion on the people, right? So now, this is something that I gotta lay on you because even if you don't do it right now, maybe you might do it next week. Let me get Exodus 20 and 8. What is today? What is today? Do you know what today is according to scripture? The seventh day. What is the seventh day in the scripture? All right, they didn't teach you that in church? Oh, that's crazy. They don't even teach the Sabbath day. Read that.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Read.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Right.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
Right.
But the seventh day.
The what day?
The seventh day.
If you look at the calendar, what day would be today? It would be the seventh day, correct? Because when you look in the Bible, days go from sundown to sundown. So it's Friday sundown right now, which technically we're in the new day. That whole 12 o'clock midnight stuff, that's the white man philosophy. Let him have that. So now, right now, we in the Sabbath day. We're not supposed to be out here at a party, doing whatever we want to do, drinking, smoking, doing all that stuff, right? We had 6 days to do whatever pleasures we wanted. Not saying that you're supposed to be drunk or smoking on those other days either, but this is a holy day, right? So now, our people unknowingly are committing a sin right now. Now, it may look as if it's nothing big of a deal, but what do you think is the punishment for breaking the Sabbath day according to the Bible? Let me show you. Exodus 31 and 12. Because it might look like, well, I'm just out here just chilling. It's the Sabbath day, I know, but I'm chilling, man. I ain't seen my homeboys all week. I've been at work. Let's see what the Most High God say about that. Read.
The book of Exodus chapter 31 and verse 12.
Read.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel.
Read.
Saying,
right.
Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep.
Read.
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations.
Read.
That ye may know that I am the Lord that doeth sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore.
Right.
For it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death.
Shall surely what?
Shall surely be put to death.
Do you think that that's extreme? That if you break the Sabbath day, that you be put to death? Do you think that that's extreme? But guess what? The Most High God don't think it's extreme because He's the one who gave it. Obviously, unless our God is crazy or maniacal. But I don't think that. I think that I know that He's a God of justice and judgment. So I'm showing you these things because to us it may not seem serious, but to Him it's very serious. So now you're looking at 4 brothers, right? Who I don't know if I don't know if you used to go here like back in the day, but I think that this was a party. Oh, okay. This used to be a party spot I used to go to when I was younger. But now, as you can see, I'm up here standing with brothers teaching the Bible to my sister. Why? Because this is a labor of love. I'm pretty sure it's not many dudes who gonna come up to you and tell you these things. Because our brain is what? We see you a beautiful sister. What's the first thing our mind go to? It's not teach her the Bible, right? It's get her number and see if I can sleep with her, right? But after so many years of doing that, where has that got us as a people? Nothing but broken family and broken households. Do you have any children? No? Now, I'm pretty sure you don't want your child to grow up with just one parent, whether it be you or just the father. But why is it that most of our households are like that? Is it a coincidence? What do you think it is? consider the way that our family households are so broken as a curse? Would you define it as that? So now can I show you why that's happening? Right? Let me read that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
right,
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes,
right,
which I command thee this day,
read,
that all these curses,
that all these what?
All these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
So Moses is telling the Israelites, in whom you are a part of that nation, that if we did not listen to God, that all of these curses were going to come upon us. Now, I'm going to read a curse to you and tell me if this sounds like the so-called black man's family structure. Read that, verse 54.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54.
Read.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate,
right,
his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
His eye shall be what?
Evil towards his brother.
That's why there's so much quote-unquote black crime. Right? I don't hear about Asian on Asian crime, white on white crime. It's only the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man who does not think twice before gunning down his brother. Read.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And towards who?
The wife of his bosom.
That's why y'all say niggas ain't. She know how she, right? You know the sentence. That's why y'all say that. Read.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Which he shall do what?
Which he shall leave.
There go the answer, right? There goes the answer to why these things are happening. Because we've been disobedient to God. Because, let me ask you a question. The brother who you dealing with now, did you approach him or did he approach you? He approached you? All right, so now, we're going to break down in the Bible how this thing should go. Because I want you to know where you might be going wrong and where he might be going wrong, and then you can show him. Read.
The book of Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid, that is not betrothed.
So now, when he spoke to you, were you dealing with somebody else or you were single? You were single. So it says, if a man entice a maid who's not betrothed, so he got in your ear, he spat a little game, you like what he was saying, right? Read.
And lie with her.
Okay. Y'all met up. Y'all did y'all thing. Read.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He shall do what?
Surely endow her to be his wife.
Oh, now, did it say endow to be his girlfriend? To be his what? To be his wife. Now, the reason why that's imperative to know is because that brother might not have that intention. But now you know the next steps. So when you go home, you have to talk to that brother and say, listen, I was learning in the Bible today that we done already did the first two things. You got in my ear, we laid down. Are you thinking of making me your wife? Or is it just whatever? Because now you got to try the brother. It's no point in for you to continue sleeping with him if that's not his intention. You understand what I'm trying to say? So now when these brothers understood that, when we approach a sister, we got to think. If I lay down with that sister, man, I got to take that sister to be my wife. Or if I don't, then what? That's fornication, and then that's a sin against the Most High God. You get what I'm trying to say? So now in order for you to also know that, because you need to perceive what a brother's intentions might be. Because if he's not really serving the Most High God, what's to stop him from doing whatever he want to do? You get what I mean? So it's imperative to know these things because our family structure, the reason why we grow up with so many fathers is when he lay with you and you say you pregnant and you don't want to be with you, then what happens? He's gone. And then that child grows up without a father. Thus, the curse happens. Because why? He didn't follow Exodus 22 and 16, thus Deuteronomy 28, 54 follow. You get what I'm trying to say? So when we talk about generational curses, these are the curses that we've been under. So if our curses came from our disobedience, how do we get from under the curses? Huh? You say what?
You gotta break it.
How do you break the curse though?
You gotta rebuke it.
Huh? So now listen,
You
right?
gotta change your lifestyle.
Where's the guide to change our lifestyle? Where's the guide? Who is gonna guide us in changing our lifestyle? How do we learn how to change our lifestyle?
Well, we gotta learn. First, you gotta have common sense. First, for one thing. And what our parents taught us, well, I'm an old school. What your parents taught you, gotta teach your kids. And what we lack of as parents, they try to live a lifestyle with the kids.
So can I ask you? Can I give you one scripture? One scripture on what you said. Deuteronomy 6 and 6. Let me show you what. I appreciate it. Sister, you gotta go. I appreciate your time. Deuteronomy 6 and 6. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 6.
You already know.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 6.
Read.
And these words, which I command thee this day, shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Unto who?
Unto thy children.
So these words that that Moses was speaking unto us was what? The Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. And he said these are the things that we have to teach to our children. Read.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
Read.
And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down,
right,
and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Right. So now, when I hear how the Most High is saying how diligent we need to be in teaching our children that's the same way. When you want your child to be that star running back, you got him at track practice, and then on Saturdays you got him in the sand pit. You're doing everything you can as a father because you feel like what you're doing is going to profit him in the end. Do you think that we take that much time to sit them down and teach them the law, statutes, and commandments? No, we don't teach them that. But when we want them, okay. So now let me ask you a question.
All my kids in college, all of them superstars.
That's good. That's hey, that's fine. That's fine.
My daughter ran track at Texas Longhorn. All of them smart, brilliant.
That's good.
And my other baby girl run track, and guess what? My baby girl, every Sunday we gotta have prayer. All of us read the scripture, and we talk about the scripture.
All right. So now, it's good to read the scriptures, but you gotta understand the scriptures. So now, do they understand who they are according to the Bible? So, do they understand that they're Israelites?
Is they Israelite? No, we didn't teach them that.
Okay, but do you think it's important to teach them that?
Israelite, we got Muslims.
Right. But wait, but those are all philosophies, right? And quote unquote religions.
My brother-in-law was an Israelite, but he's deep in Africa.
So now, but this is the thing about it. You have being an Israelite. It's like you being born. You have to be born an Israelite. You cannot become an Israelite. Israelite is determined by the house of your father. You're an Israelite if you descend from the man named Jacob. So I say it's important for them to know that because they have either a punishment or a reward coming from them depending on how they live their life. But what are they supposed to live their life according to? Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let me show you what is their duty. That's fine that they run track, right? That's fine they do all these things. I'm glad that they smart. I'm glad they're not out here in the streets. But at the end of the day, but now guess what? Like I said, do they understand the word? Because when they read about the Israelites, they need to understand they're reading about their ancestors. Because it's a difference between them and everybody else in the world. The whole book is about their ancestors. So they're not going to get the real understanding if they don't even know who they are in this script that's being played out. Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13.
Read.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
So now, the reason why I go to this scripture, it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. If I was to read something, but never came to the right conclusion, that means I didn't really understand. So now it says the conclusion of the whole matter is to fear God and keep his commandments. So now, in them understanding that, do they know why they have to fear God and keep the commandments?
You know how you understand it by it, right? That's something you got to praise God for yourself. Also, you need a teacher.
Correct.
And the Bible tells you need a preacher.
Let me get Hebrews 4 and 12, correct?
And,
sorry, 5 and 12, so
and also, one question I actually I know about Congo.
You know about the Congo? I don't know too much about it. I know my
praise the Congo. You ever hear people say praise the Congo?
I only praise the Most High God, man.
A lot of Haitians will take it from Congo and slavery.
Okay, Congo.
Okay, Congo is real. Like the movie King Kong, that's in Africa. Beautiful place. Put it up one day. History, back in the ancient days, they was close to God, the Most High. I call him the Most High.
Right. His name is Yahweh.
They call his name plenty of names. They gave him Jehovah. They gave him, what's the other? God got plenty of names.
He has many reputations.
Many,
right? Titles. Right? But his name is Yahweh.
And what I was trying to say, I didn't understand Congo. Praise to Congo. They pray to the east. Like Muslim, but they read from the scripture. So he's got so deep, he left God Israel. I'm like, man, right? He said, He don't eat no meat. He eat nothing but vegetables and seeds and plants of the earth. He left the United States because he say this country is corrupted and it's about killing him. So he moved to Africa, and he's so deep with these African people, man.
So now the thing about it is, right? Our people. One thing about our people is we like to measure ourselves, right, with our people who we feel like are not on our level. So he's saying, you know, he was with. Read that piece up.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 8.
Read.
I am the Most High. That is my name.
Right.
I will not give my glory to anyone else, nor share my praise with carved idols.
Right. So anything that he's praising to, or dealing with outside of the God of Abraham, Isaac, of Jacob, it's not going to profit him anything. Right. Now I don't know what brothers he might have ran into, or who he was with, or if the true spirit of love was being, you know, shown within the you know, the circle he was in. But nonetheless, he got to come back to his heritage, man.
Because I will fast, I'm on herbs now, you know. I had stopped smoking cigarettes, but that shit came, I don't know why I came back.
Let me get First Corinthians 10:13.
But what I was trying to say, when he said, okay, man, when you do this here, as you do natural fasting, he healed. Wait, what he do? He healed the body. He healed people from cancer, sickness, AIDS. He got all of the herbs for it. You know, we went to that herb stuff. He a doctor. His name Dr. Sonny. You got a website called Congo, Health Congo. Pull it up. I'm on it too, man, and it helped me. Man, I had caught COVID, and I was taking right. I didn't even know I had it until I got tested. He said it can't touch you. He said do not take the vaccine shot. All right. He begged me. He said you come to Africa, nobody when you have to have COVID. He said you don't take shot. He said I got some for that. He said man, it's from the earth.